Hello, group number 2 for your pick a card reading. What was I meant to learn from this relationship? Let's head over to the cards. You would have picked Citri, if I'm saying that right. Ace of Swords. Whew. Let's take a minute. The first one was really intense. Really intense. Okay, we're going to pick a card that represents you in this relationship, if a card will come out. There we go. You are represented by the Seven of Pentacles reverse. Now let's take a card for the individual in question. They are represented by the Six of Swords. Your subconscious actions in this relationship. Queen of Wands. Your conscious actions. We have the Seven of Swords. This person's subconscious reactions, or actions I should say, in this relationship. Things that we weren't aware that we were doing, we're just doing. Eight of Cups reversed. And give some more space here. What was their conscious action? Eight of Pentacles reversed. What were you meant to learn? Death. What were they meant to learn? What were they meant to learn? Three of Cups reversed. Hopefully this will, there might have been peaking, I've just fixed the audio. And last card, the why this came about. Come here. Okay, so group number 2. You were represented by the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and what that says to me is that in this relationship, whatever type it may be, you're really just having to take stock and see if you want to invest any more time in this whatsoever. This relationship may not actually be fulfilling you or growing in a way that is healthy for you or that you desire, so you're reevaluating right now. The individual is represented by the Six of Swords. We're going to pull clarifiers on these, but what I get from this right away is that maybe they just think everything is easy and smooth sailing. Or maybe they're not putting in as much effort as you because they're the person just riding in the boat and you're the one doing all the work rowing. So what I get here is that maybe they are super chill and you're like, this isn't working for me, and they may not have much idea about that happening. Subconsciously, you are acting as Queen of Wands energy, which means maybe you have really strong fire placements in your natal chart, and so just innately you're responding from a strong, fire-based personality or trait combination. So that could be, you know, alluring, passionate, flirty. It could be full of confidence, which isn't, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It just seems like it would be rather natural. We'll pull more cards on that as well. How you're behaving consciously, though, is the Seven of Swords. So I'm just going to say what I'm getting here is that if you have been in this relationship thinking, like, is this even worth it? What am I even doing here? And you have this kind of like super sexy vibe queen thing going on subconsciously, just radiating it and getting attention. Maybe you've been sneaking around actively. I don't judge. This lesson is for you, death, and death is all about like when to cut it off. So again, there's always reasons why people may be sneaking around if you're in a monogamous thing and going behind people's backs. They generally stem from unhappiness, but the questions will be about, when do I cut it off, or do I have to do this behavior first before I cut things off, or can I cut it off sooner? What is actually authentic to me? What makes me feel like I'm being my authentic self? And also, do I want to be this person? Do I want to keep doing this? Like, all of these things are just questions about the whole thing, right? And again, it's no judgment. There's many ways that it can play out. It's just more so the fact of death, ending things so that you can move on to something new, is your lesson. All right. Now, the individual involved, their subconscious thing is Eight of Cups, which seems very much, in this case to me, that they may be constantly trying to get more and more emotionally connected with you, if that makes sense. Because normally when it's upright, people are moving away and going off to be by themselves. And when it's reversed, it's the returning to. So it's like either they're subconsciously repeating emotional habits from the past, or that they're like feeling you pulling away and they're trying to grab and reach out and connect more emotionally, which drives you more away. I don't know which one it is, and we will hopefully find out more in the clarifiers. The conscious actions, again, two things. If they're being really lackadaisical in this relationship and think everything's smooth sailing or not putting in a lot of effort, this just kind of also says that they're not putting in a lot of effort. Maybe they're not actually even like employed or working or investing in anything with their time and energy. So they may not be putting in the work in other areas of life, or they may not be putting in the work into the relationship, and they're just like, things are just fine the way they are, and you're like, they're not fine, and I'm gonna go find it elsewhere. Their lesson. Third party scenarios can come up with the Three of Cups reversed. So it may be that they have to learn a lesson through the act of, if you are going behind their back, and if they find out about it, there's a lesson to be learned from that. Now, the lesson could be that they were extremely lazy in the relationship and not putting in any work and not actually taking care of the relationship, and really it's just because they expect someone else to do all the work and emotionally fulfill them, and that they don't have to do anything. Lame. So they may just learn about the third party. That may not actually teach them a lesson, although it is part of the lesson. It may also bring up for them issues around overindulgence, addiction behaviors, to deal with that kind of stuff. Again, their own choices on how this do. Ultimately, the reason why it was brought together is to make another individual hopefully become more mature, more stable, more grounded, and more invested in caring for another person, as well as seeking out this type of person, an actually healthy, stable environment for a relationship. So it applies to both sides. Let's pull some clarifier cards to get more details. So here we go. Let's clarify your Seven of Pentacles reverse, please. We have the Tower. Let's clarify. We'll just pull all the clarifiers for you and go through it. Queen of Wands, please. Give me a card. Give me a card for the Queen of Wands. Knight of Pentacles, or sorry, King of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Swords clarification, please. The World. All right. So for you, if you were looking at what you're investing your time and energy into, it's really coming about because of the Tower card, and it's just like things are crumbling, things are ending, it's just not worth it anymore. Just kind of reaffirms that. The subconscious Queen of Wands energy, that flirty, sexy lady coming out, gender not relevant, of course, is because of the King of Pentacles reversed. And if that's the ultimate reason why you were brought together, it's because you weren't finding it. And so subconsciously, you just started oozing this magnetism, sexuality, passion, flirtatiousness, because you're not fulfilled. You don't have a King of Pentacles. If you did go and were in a monogamous scenario and went behind backs, it was to try and end things. It's to try and like end this chapter and start something new. The lesson again with death is, when do you do that? Do you do that after or before, or, you know, that's a big question as to when that all has to play out. But sometimes, as it seems like this was that individual's lesson, maybe it was essential that this is the way that it needed to go. Maybe you didn't end it because you didn't feel like it was the right time because of the Wheel of Fortune reversed. But, you know, the other thing about that as a lesson is that when is it ever the right time to break up with someone or to hurt someone, or, you know, maybe it's like, oh, well, I can't do it because it's like gonna be Easter soon, or it's gonna be Christmas, or I have to wait until a couple of paychecks, or, you know, or. But ultimately, we need to learn too about timing. It may never be the right time, and that is a narrative that we use to avoid doing what we need to be doing. In regards to the individual, Six of Swords, please. We have the Four of Wands. Maybe they were being very lackadaisical because they thought everything was successful, or they achieved everything that they wanted. They were like, oh, maybe you were married, or maybe you were in a long-term commitment, or whatever it was. They're like, I've achieved everything. I got it. I have the house and the person and the maybe even kids and the dog, you know, and then they just stopped trying. Just kind of coasting through energy. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups reverse, please. Hello. Eight of Cups reversed. We have the Empress reversed. So, again, could be about attachment issues. It's still hard to clarify on whether this is like emotional clinginess because they can feel it pulling away, or just really this idea that the Empress person is meant to fulfill me and I'm not meant to actually have to do very much, is kind of where I'm getting this here. They're like, I have achieved the things and now it is your job to just make me happy and I don't do anything in return. Just like... Again, not putting in the work consciously, so let's check out that clarifier to explain more about that. Ooh-ha, jumpy. Temperance. So yeah, extremely unbalanced. Not willing to put in the work, not willing to give back. Three of Cups reversed. It's the Two of Cups. Cameras. Okay, just gonna stay here. So if their lesson is to learn about third-party scenarios, to give them a wake-up call, it's about learning how to treat people in relationship, because this is just nasty. So, you know, totally understand why you may be doing that. They need to learn how to actually treat people in relationship, how to come together mutually receptive, offering your cup and them offering their cup back, not draining one another. Let's find out about that King of Pentacles, please, to wrap this up. Page of Swords. Interesting. Maybe I'll get just one extra one. So what I really get from that is this, you know, the need to communicate sooner, possibly, about, you know, if things need to end or if things need to change, or if you communicated and things weren't changing regardless, about, yeah, needing to end things. But clarify more. The Lovers and Death reversed. Yeah, okay. Let's see if my camera came back. It did not. So, ultimately, you are looking for the King of Pentacles, and this person needs to become a King of Pentacles type. There definitely needs to be improvement in communication on being able to get out, making the decision to leave, making the decision to transform and start something new. And interesting that the Ace of Swords was the card which talks about inflaming men and or women with men or women's love and causes them to show themselves naked if desired. I just remember that. Anyway, group number 2, this has been your reading. So many things are happening right now. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. You know, all the things that are meant to be helpful for the YouTube channels would be greatly appreciated. If you want more content not on my YouTube, you can always check out my Instagram, Imagination Witch, for more astrology-based tarot and astrology wheels, giving some energy advice. With that being said, I'm going to put up some playlists right now that you can check out other questions should you have anything else you want to explore. And until next time, Group 2, be well, and we will see you later.